I can be your liar, I can be your bearer of bad news, sick and uninspired by the diamonds in your fire, burning like a flame inside of you. But is this just desire or the truth? So shame on me for the ruse, shame on me for the blues. Another one returned I'll never use. But I won't go getting tired of you, I won't go getting tired of you. I'm not getting tired, I won't go getting tired of you, I won't go getting tired of you. I'm not getting tired of you. Hi, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Tired of You by the Foo Fighters. Really mega tune, this one. We're looking at the rhythm guitar parts, like the Dave Grohl kind of parts. We'll talk about some of the parts done by the lead guitar by Chris, because they're just real tasty and it's a nice two-guitar-y thing. But we're not going to go through all of the harmonized guitar thing, because frankly it's really difficult to teach a harmony guitar part like that. If you really want to get into it, I'm sure there are tabs around, and or using your ear would be a really great way of learning that kind of stuff. So rhythm guitar, first of all, it's in drop D tuning, okay? The other lead guitar part isn't, but the main Dave Grohl part is in drop D tuning, so you need to tune your thickest string down one tone. You want to use your open fourth string for that, so your E string will be somewhere like that, so just play your fourth string, till they sound the same. Cool thing about that is that you've got a little bar now to play a power chord. So whereas a G power chord you used to play there with the first finger on the root note, the third fret of the thickest string, and third and fourth fingers down the fifth fret on the fifth and fourth strings, you now can use your first finger to play the thickest three strings, and you've got your G power chord. Now, Dave Grohl, when he's playing it, also uses his little finger down on the seventh fret of the third string. So for a G power chord, we'll have 5, 5, 5, 7. Okay? Important that you get that first of all, because it's a kind of a cool way that he plays it, and he gets a nice little accent on it, which I'm going to talk about in a second as well. So we need quite a lot of palm muting here, particularly at the beginning. It kind of starts really heavily palm muted with a really nice reverb tail going on the accented notes, and then it gradually kind of opens up through the tune, which is something you might want to pay attention to if you're gigging it. So plenty of palm mute, that hand kind of resting, you know, probably a good inch into the strings there. So it's really quite a dead sound there, particularly at the start. And what you want to be doing is putting quite a heavy accent on beats 2 and 4, otherwise it's even eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can hear that note there with a little finger. It gets just because of the way the palm mute kind of sits, you can get the other note still muted, and that note just kind of cuts through a little bit. If you've got a nice reverb on your guitar, that one kind of floats over it a little bit. So that's the kind of main groove, and the beginning of the song is just that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we start the verse. It's another 4 bars of G. I can be your bearer. Then we move down a tone, which should now be an F for 2 bars. Then down another tone to E flat for 1 bar, then D for 1 bar. So the D chord is literally just open, open, open. Probably use your first finger there on the second fret of the third string, but there's some logic to using your little finger there so you can slide up, but you kind of don't want that slide really. It sounds a little bit silly. So probably using your first finger there, or just making sure you don't leave your little finger down if you're going to slide it up. So that's the main sequence for the verse. So I'll play that through one more time. So 2, 3, 4. So G, 2, 3, second bar, 2, 3, third bar, fourth bar, then down to the F. 2 bars, E flat to D, and then that whole sequence again for the verse. So G, second bar, third bar, fourth bar, down a tone to the F. E flat to D, and back to G for 2 bars. 3, 4, 1, 2. Now we go to C, regular power chord, to G, C to G, F, E flat, D for 2 bars. Chorus, 2 bars of G, 2 bars of F, 1 bar of E flat, 1 bar of D. Same thing again, same 6-bar pattern. 2 bars of G, 2 bars of F, 1 bar of E flat, 1 bar of D. And then we're back into another verse or a bridge. So let me just repeat those things again. So the verse sequence is 8 bars long, 4 bars of G, 2 on F, then 1 bar of E flat and 1 bar of D. Okay? Going into the bridge, we start with 2 bars of G. Then we have this sequence that goes C, G, C, G, F, E flat, D, D. Then the chorus is a 6-bar sequence. We got G, G, F, F, E flat, D. Okay, and that whole little 6-bar sequence is played twice. So if you're following through the song, you then have another verse, another chorus. Then there's a little bridgey part where immediately after the D chord of the chorus, it goes into another different chord sequence, which I'll call a bridge, which is C, C, G, G, C, C, E flat, D. Okay, so it's a nice little standard kind of middle 8, they call it, middle 8-bar bridge. A couple of things to mention. First of all, the C chord is just played regular power chord. There with the first finger in the 3rd fret of the 5th string, 3rd and 4th fingers in the 5th fret of the 3rd and 4th strings. So I think probably it's worth me just playing through that and calling the chords. So starting off on the G chord, so 3, 4, G chord, B or G chord. G can be your bearer of bad F. E flat going to D chord by the G chord in your G chord. G-ing like a flame inside of F. But E flat's just desire D or G. So C on me for the G. C on me for the G. Another F going to E flat. Go into D. And then Chris plays a really cool riff, which I'll show you in a sec. And G won't go getting tired of you. And F won't go getting tired of you. And E flat's getting D chord. And G again getting tired of you. And F again go getting tired of you. E flat going to D chord into the bridge to C. G 4, 1, 2 to C. A flat going to D. Now won't go, etc. So that's all of the little bits there. I just did the verse, the pre-chorus, the chorus, and then I went into a bridge as well, so you could see how those parts link together. It's a really, really lovely guitar part, and great one to be playing along with the record as well. You know, Dave Grohl's an incredible drummer, great time feel. So playing along with that original recording and really trying to sit in the pocket with it, so you feel. What you should be aiming for if you play along with the recording is that as you're playing and you can't really hear his guitar part, so that not that because you're too loud, but because you're playing exactly at the same time, right? You know, so it takes a little bit of fiddling with the volume to be at the right place where if you're playing just right, his guitar kind of disappears because you just hear your own. But if you go out of sync, you hear his guitar. That's really, really good exercise to be playing along with. So harmonically speaking, it's worth kind of just being aware that the G in this song is really a G minor sound. So even though we've been playing G power chords, so I'm just saying G, really it should be G5, but it's a G minor sound. So if you look at the Be Your Liar, it's definitely a minor kind of a sound. The second guitar part, playing this G minor 9 sounds really nice. So just using your first finger to bar the 3rd fret, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and little finger going down on the 5th fret of the thinner string. It's the sort of sounds that you get there in the rhythm guitar, the lead guitar-y part from Chris. When it goes to the F chord, really nice one is to play this little 3rd fret on the 4th string, open G string, 1st fret on the 2nd string. Okay, you can get a really nice effect there. A little bit, you know, wobbling the neck. Gives me a little bit of a chorusy effect, and that 9th chord. That over those power chords sounds really tasty. And for the E flat to D, playing just a regular E flat bar chord is probably going to be your best option. And then quite often you hear a D sus4 going to D. So just using your regular kind of D bar chord there. 1st finger 5th fret, and then 3rd finger barring the 7th fret, strings 2, 3 and 4, using little finger down on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. So G minor. Oh, G minor, by the way, if you, just because I haven't changed my tuning, the way that you'd normally play a G minor, obviously bar chord would be that, but because of the tuning, you use your 3rd finger. I don't think that Chris has detuned for the original. I think he stayed in standard tuning, but figured I'd explain this to you as I just did it. I'm using my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the thicker string, little finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and 1st finger barring the thinnest 3 strings. Or you could be using that little minor 9. Great sounding chord. So you'd have 4 bars of that on the G. So 2, 3, 4, G. G minor 9 maybe. 2, 3, 4 to F. E flat. D. G again. C chord and the blame on me for the root. C going to G, F, E flat, D. Okay, there's this little riff there, and again, in normal tuning, it's a little bit easier to get back to the chords, but the riff itself, I think it's just such a great little line. 3rd fret, 4th fret on the 5th string to open D string, 1st fret on the 5th string, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, and then we'd be going to the G. Okay, to get the right sound on the record, sounds to me like he's picking right back at the bridge. Okay, Okay, so 3rd fret, 4th fret, open, 1st, 4, 3, 1, and into the chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and such a great little weavy little line. It's one of the highlights of the songs for me is that little harmonic movement. So very, very cool little part there. Otherwise, it's just kind of arpeggiating the chords. Again, you can listen to the original recording and try and pick up some of that stuff if you want, or make up your own. It's a lovely, having the kind of the chuggy, power chordy part, and then just picking out notes from the chords, just like Chris is doing in that part there. It's just works. It's really good. It's good thing to be working on if you got somebody to jam with as well, or you could use your looper pedal and record yourself doing the rhythm part and then doing the arpeggiated sort of section over the top. I think it's a great tune, great writer, great band. I'm sure you're going to dig it. There's some more Foo Fighters and plenty more rock and roll coming your way very soon. So do go and check out the website. Thousands more free lessons for you. Well, over 1,000. I shouldn't say thousands because I'm not quite at 2,000 yet, but we're getting there. I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.